I started doing a toy rotation when my son was a little bit less than a year old, and I've done it ever since. So he just turned 3. It's been a long time that I have done this, and my goal with toy rotations is that my kids leave the playroom looking like this, and I'm able to get something done like this, reading my Bible. So I try to choose toys that they are going to go back to over and over again, that they can play with independently, and that pique their interest. So the whole reason I do a toy rotation is to bring around new and different exciting toys. At least they feel new and exciting because they've been put away for a little bit of time. So that's the whole point, is rotating through the many toys that we have, which I will be doing a toy declutter soon as well because we need to. But I'm going to show you our toy rotation systems. I'm going to show you our storage for all the toys that we have. And here I'm already showing you our playroom. So we use the IKEA open shelf unit, and I have 8 different cubes. One of them I just always keep diapers in now, but I use the other 7 to rotate through the smaller different categories of toys. Then we also have our nugget couch with a little open bookshelf that I keep out a small amount of books, not too many books. That way they can keep going back to the books that they enjoy. We also typically have this little IKEA kitchen out and sensory table. So we have a lot of neutral IKEA type things. And I do really enjoy them, but I did decide to rotate all the furniture around this time. I probably only do this every month or every other month. I don't do it super often, and I haven't taken the kitchen out in a long time. But I noticed that they weren't going to it daily like they had been, so I decided let's take it out for a few weeks, or even 1 to 2 weeks, and then it'll be new and exciting and fresh when we bring it back out. So this is in my basement, and I have a bit of a mess going on, which is exactly why I need to declutter, but this video is just about the toy rotation. So I had to come down and organize some things to be able to get the toys that were in last week's rotation put back away, and then pull out a new rotation. So like I said, I'm switching up the furniture this time. I don't always do that, but I decided to bring out the ball pit, so I'm gonna set that up, and then I just need to organize probably like the last couple weeks rotations, because I just hadn't done it very well where I was actually putting things away. I was just kind of putting them downstairs. This is our system, our storage system right now. It definitely looks a little bit chaotic if you are just looking at the crazy colors and whatever, but I do have things organized pretty well. We have these clear plastic bins that really help, so I have different categories of the smaller toys in there. Like I said, I know I have too many toys and I want to be more minimal in this area, but it is a hard one for me, so I'm trying. It's also hard when you have Christmas and birthdays, and I just did a huge toy rotation at the end of 2023, but my kids' birthdays are February and March, and we just get so many fun things. I get things for my kids myself. We receive gifts from our family, so it's a little bit tough, but this system definitely works well, the clear bin part. The rest is a little bit chaotic. This is the bookshelf that I have going, so I do rotate out the books. I do that a little bit less than the toys, depending on if the kids are really going for the books or not. So toys I do rotate every single week. I guess I shouldn't say that, but for the most part every week. I don't have a set day that I do it. I just kind of decide, hey, it's time to do it. And because I have a pretty good system in place and we have a lot of variety of toys, it is pretty simple for me to do this. So the way that you can make it easier on yourself is having a clear vision and system in mind as you start. Some people do like separate bins for different weeks. Some people do like a small closet filled with different toys that they pull out, and some people do really organized, strict categories of toys that they do, where they always have like musical instruments in one of their cubes and whatever, very like Montessori style, which I can appreciate, but I am not super strict about these things. I have received a lot of these toys as presents and gifts for my kids, which I really appreciate. So I just like to swap them out to give each toy a chance for my kids to play with them. And so far I've seen that this toy rotation so far this week has been really good. Like I showed in the beginning, my kids were really pulling things off the shelf. When I see that there's a mess on the ground and the toys have been pulled off the shelf, that means that is a good toy and they really do enjoy it. So I'm going to go in depth on exactly what I have on the shelves. I do try to stick to a couple of categories, I guess. So I do try to always have some type of building material. So whether that's the Duplo blocks or right now it's the magnet tiles, which used to be a huge favorite and I used to keep them out longer, but now they don't go to them all the time. So I will swap that out weekly. Then I usually have like some kind of puzzle or educational toy, and then we always have animals. So we have the farm animals out right now, but I do have like safari or whatever kind of animals, and then I also have like frogs and stuff like that. Here's more animals. My kids love horses, so I got them that for Christmas, but it was not a huge favorite, so I don't recommend it. I do recommend the Melissa and Doug ice cream counter. My kids love that thing. Over on the bookshelf, I have a lot of new books that we got recently. So we do have a little Jesus Calling, and then most of these books were from Goodwill. I just went to my local Goodwill and checked out their whole book section. I went through like every single kid book because it was not organized very well, but I found a lot of really cool National Geographic type books where they can look at real pictures of animals and plants and different things. So I just thought that was really cool. Plus I'm getting into homeschool soon, so I thought those would be helpful in the future. My kids also really love rideable toys, like they have a horse with wheels on the bottom that they ride around. So it is hard to store those toys. They take up a lot of space, but I don't want to get rid of them because they just love them. They literally play with this horse every single day. And I put this tractor back into rotation and they were loving that too. My son, being 3 now, gets so excited when I tell him that I did a toy rotation, and I really do think that you guys should test it out too and see if your kids enjoy it. Guess what?
What?
We did a toy rotation. You excited?
Yes.
You're gonna go see it?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it?
I don't know.